Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and we are here at the North Carolina Speedway for race number 2 in season number 1 of the American Stock Car Racing League, the Coca-Cola Cup Series. We had 6 guys in tonight's event. A short field, but a short racetrack as well, the Rockingham Speedway here in North Carolina. And we should have ourselves a pretty entertaining race here tonight. Race number 2. So they line up in the points. Tristan Allen's the points leader, but he is not racing in tonight's event. Roger Ray is 20 points behind. Tyler Mallon's also 20 points behind. Carter Friesen is 30 points behind. Andrew Miller, 34 points behind. Johnny Gardner, 35 points behind. Seth Cole, 40 points behind. Cole Baker, 48 behind. Phil Parker, 52 behind. And Nick Gunther, 56 behind. They're using the old points format, and a little bit of an issue there at the start. This might be a reset. Roger Ray and Carter Friesen getting into it, and it does appear that they will go green. Tyler Mallon on the pole alongside Andrew Miller. Roger Ray will be starting alongside the one of Johnny Gardner. Then it's Carter Friesen and Seth Cole. We're green flag racing at North Carolina. Lap 1 led by Andrew Miller. But here comes Tyler Mallon right to the inside, looking to take it away on lap 2 of 70. It's a 70-lap event here tonight at the North Carolina Speedway. This is a special version of this racetrack, a bit of a Halloween edition, because tomorrow is Halloween, so Tristan thought it fitting to use this version of the racetrack. Number 43 remaining out front. Tyler Mallon will lead lap 2. I do believe there are bonus points for leading laps. Like I said, the original points format, so Tristan Allen has 190 points towards the championship coming into this race. Of course, like I said, he's not in tonight's event, because he does want to kind of be race control for the most part during the season, but he actually isn't here tonight. Seth Cole is race control, I do believe, for tonight's event, so yeah, had a bit of an issue there, but either way, got a great race going on here for the lead. Andrew Miller hanging right on Tyler Mallon for the lead. Oh, Johnny Garner a little loose off the corner as Roger Ray runs in the 4th position. Seth Cole running 5th and Carter Friesen in the 6th position. Remember, he had the issue right at the start of the race. He got into Roger Ray and spun him around, and they decided not to reset the event. There will be pit stops in this race, and considering how tight of a pit lane it is here at the North Carolina Speedway, that could get very interesting. Roger Ray looking to the inside of number 1 for the lead. Roger Ray, remember last week, almost got the win at Michigan. He was all over the back bumper of Tristan Allen in that one and almost surpassed him for the win. There was one more lap in that event. He probably would have been the winner, but unfortunately for him, that was not the case. He's looking to get some redemption here tonight. Currently runs in the 4th position, right behind Johnny Gardner, trying to find a way around him. Number 43 remaining out front. Tyler Mallon has led the most laps so far. Lap 6 of 70. Now lap 7 of 70 here at the North Carolina Speedway. Andrew Miller did get the jump on the start. He led the first lap, but since then it's been all Tyler Mallon in the number 43. With this, if Mallon were to finish right where he is right now, he would take the points lead away from Tristan Allen and Roger Ray, and he would be the sole points leader heading into the next race of the season. Not sure where that is, though. I gotta check the schedule, and I didn't do that before the event. Roger Ray trying to close in on Johnny Gardner. He's going to get a great run off the corner right here to the inside for 3rd. Carter Friesen has gotten around Seth Cole for 5th back in there. And of course, with how short of a field we have in this race, every position is important. And right to the inside, Roger Ray will go around the 1 of Johnny Gardner. But he's unable to make it stick on the inside, and Gardner gets the run up top. He's high off the corner in the wall, and Roger Ray will take 3rd away from the number 1. Great move there by the number 51 of Roger Ray, taking the lead away from the number 1, or taking 3rd, I should say, not the lead. It's not quite there yet. We'll see if he closes in on these guys at all. And he lost 0.3 of a second that last time, but I will say Andrew Miller still all over the back bumper of Tyler Mallon for the lead. Remember, this is not a super speedway. This is basically a short track, and one of the shortest tracks I've ever seen an online race on in my experience, I should say. So, a little intrigued to see how this one went, and right now it's quite interesting. Roger Ray now pulling away from the number 1 of Johnny Gardner. Gardner seems to have a pretty loose race car in the number 1 machine. Carter Friesen and Seth Cole running 5th and 6th. Seth Cole seems to be having some issues there as he's 7.66 seconds behind the leader, Tyler Mallon. Andrew Miller trying to close in on the 43. It looks like this race is going to come down to pit strategy, and if you remember the Michigan race, Andrew Miller was battling with Tristan Allen for the lead earlier on in the event, and he overshot his pit stall in the one cycle of green flag pit stops we had in that event. And unfortunately for Miller, he ended up finishing a lap down. He comes into this thing 34 points behind Tristan Allen. And of course, Tristan Allen's not in this event, so pretty much whoever gets the win here tonight will probably be the points leader heading into race 3 next week. But the number 43 holding the inside lane. Miller was a little high, and Mallon pulling away now from the number 19. Roger Ray is sticking with these guys. He's down by 1.84 seconds. It hasn't really gotten any larger for the number 51 of Roger Ray. He's been able to stay in this position pretty well and not lose too much ground to the leaders. Andrew Miller's trying a higher line now to find a way around the 43, but Mallon is getting at the stick on that inside lane. Great run right now for Tyler Mallon, and if you remember the Armory Digital race in the Net Zero Cup Series a little while ago, he dominated that one. Nearly led the entire event there. And so far he's led all but one lap, and that was the first lap when Andrew Miller won. He led the first lap. I mean, I guess you can say he won the first lap if you want to call it that. We're not really too good on calling it that, though. We really aren't too clear on our definitions here tonight. But either way, Roger Ray's now over 2 seconds behind. It does appear that this race is going to be a battle between Mallon and Miller. As you see, Johnny Gardner's fallen 5 seconds off the lead. Carter Friesen's 10 seconds behind. And Seth Cole might actually get in the way of our leaders if he continues the slow pace he currently has. Lap 17 of 70 here at the North Carolina Speedway. Tyler Mallon still out front in the 43, but Andrew Miller is still right behind him. I think these guys are pretty equal right now, so we'll have to see which one gets it as this race goes along. Like I said, there will be pit stops in this event. They will be very critical once we get to that point, because it was the critical point of last week's race at Michigan. And Miller trying to get the inside lane to stick on the 43. Roger Ray starting to fall back a little bit in the 51. It looks like his efforts are not enough to stick with the 43. So Mallon's still out front. Andrew Miller, majority of this run, I think the longest he's been behind the 43 has probably been about 0.4 seconds. Hanging on to about 0.3 seconds at the moment, so holding on pretty good here. He's going to have a very good chance of winning this race if he doesn't overshoot his pit stall this time. And I'm sure he's thinking about that. What happened last week in Michigan, he could have easily gotten the victory. He actually led a majority of the first part of the race, but then overshot his pit stall at the end. The brakes locked up and unfortunately ran out of gas and failed to finish. Sure, that's on his mind right now, and it looks like Johnny Gardner is coming down the pit lane. I don't know if this is a scheduled pit stop or an official retirement, but he is the first guy to come down here, and of course, so there's only 6 guys in the race. First pit stall for any of these guys is quite a ways ahead. I just went through my pit stall right there, even though I'm not racing. That one that had the blue sign is technically mine. But Gardner does appear to be coming down, trying to work a little strategy. He's going to go a lap down here as the number 43 remains out front. It is now pulling away a little bit from Andrew Miller. It is a half a second from the 43 to the 19, with Roger Ray 3.71 seconds behind. There's Gardner coming off the pit lane, so we'll have to see if that strategy works out for him. I think he was about 6 or 7 seconds behind Tyler Mallon when he came down the pit lane. Trying to get those fresh tires to get an advantage. I would assume this would be a one-stop race. It was one stop in Michigan last week. I think that was a 40-lap race around the 2-mile racetrack. So this race is shorter in mileage, so that means it'll probably be a one-stop race here tonight as well. Andrew Miller sticking with him here. 0.4 seconds behind the last lap. And he's going to close in by a 10th. So it's going to be between those two guys in this one. You know, watch out for Seth Cole here. He is 20 seconds behind and having some lag issues as well, as you can see. So that could really get interesting as these leaders try to surpass him. I would assume Seth Cole would let him right by, but with the lag issue, you never know what could happen. Snickers peanut butter on that machine. Got myself a Snickers peanut butter, had it on Sunday. It was really good. Those things are really delicious. Number 43 still in the lead. He's led 23 laps. He will lead 24 when we cross the line this time. Andrew Miller led the first one. And Miller coming down. So you know what? This is going to be a two-stop race here tonight at North Carolina. So that will make things a little interesting. And we're going to watch with Miller here. He's hoping he does not overshoot that pit stall of his. Little ways until he gets to his pit stall. Carter Friesen's coming down. And I think Tyler Mallon's coming down this time. So we'll see if Andrew Miller can find any advantage around the 43. It's going to get interesting here. The first set of pit stops for our leaders. And watch out for Johnny Gardner. He is 2 laps down as of now. And as you can see, Andrew Miller got in his pit stall. So he will be able to continue in this thing. Tyler Mallon has the pit stall right ahead of the 19. But Miller will drive by and we'll see if he's able to take the lead away from the 43. There's Mallon in his pit stall. Locking the tires up just a little bit, but it looks like he got through pretty well. There's Gardner in the 1. Don't know how much he gained, if any. Roger Ray led a couple laps right there. He's the 3rd leader so far of this event. He stayed out longer than anybody else. And he's coming down for his pit stop. And here's Andrew Miller coming off of turn number 2. And he will surpass Tyler Mallon for the lead. 1 lap is all it took. And Andrew Miller with a clean stop on the pit lane is now leading here at the North Carolina Speedway. Lap 28 of 70, I believe, is still going on. Because that time by the 19 was a lap down. There's Roger Ray coming off the pit lane. And he's going to be considerably farther behind Tyler Mallon, I believe, in the 3rd position. Seth Cole, number 25, is actually currently the leader. He stayed out longer than anybody else, so Seth Cole's got some bonus points for that. We saw the issues he was having, and he is still the leader here at the North Carolina Speedway. So it's about 1.7 seconds between Andrew Miller and Tyler Mallon for 2nd right now, but it will effectively be the lead once Seth Cole finally comes in. Johnny Gardner and Carter Friesen are both a lap down at this point. So we'll have to see what Seth Cole does. I don't know if he's going to be able to stay out past halfway or not, but you know what? We only got 5 laps to go until that point. I have no idea what the fuel window is, but there's this strategy on Seth Cole's part to maybe make it a one-stop race because everybody else is going to have to make at least one more stop after that first one. So they're not done with pitting for fuel in this one. But Seth Cole's trying, I think, to stretch it, and he's still staying out there. But the question is, will Andrew Miller close into him? Not sure how well this strategy is going to work for Seth Cole. Lap 32 of 70. And you see the difference between Seth Cole and Andrew Miller goes in about 2 seconds each lap. So if Seth Cole can officially make it past halfway, which is, I believe, what he's trying to do, he might be able to get the advantage on everybody else and win the race. And that would be something else, because we saw how much he was struggling at the first part of this event. He was at 1.20 seconds behind the leaders. We'll have to see if he's able to win this thing. And he actually was able to stay ahead of the 19 pretty well that lap. Andrew Miller did not close in near as much as he did the last time. I think Seth Cole's trying to do it here. All these other guys, I think they're going to have to make another stop. I mean, don't really know what the fuel window is, but I can assume that Seth Cole's saving enough right now to be able to make it. But I could be completely wrong about that. I didn't know what the fuel window was before I started recording, and I should probably ask these guys what the fuel window is. 7.12 seconds now. Seth Cole has the lead on Andrew Miller. Seth Cole's led a few laps here. I mean, he could, if it all works out, possibly lead the most laps in this event. I doubt that'll happen, but he might also be trying for that as well. 5.85 now. Miller is closing in. He's got Carter Friesen in the way. Friesen's already a lap down in the number 85. And Seth Cole will take halfway through the race. So Seth Cole, the leader, halfway through. He can come down now and make it a one-stop race from here. I do believe that the rest of these guys are going to have to do the same. Andrew Miller finally getting around the 85 of Carter Friesen. Seth Cole is still out there in the 25. I don't know how he's doing this. It could be a one-stop race for everybody, and all these guys decided to take their pit stop early on. We saw Johnny Gardner do it, and then we saw Andrew Miller do it a lap before everybody else. That's why he's got the now over 2-second lead, 2.5 seconds on Tyler Mallon. So great run there for Andrew Miller, and if this thing stays green, and Seth Cole stays out without coming down the pit lane, Andrew Miller's going to surpass him anyway. But this is very interesting here because we saw those guys come down. Now will Miller be able to make it to the end of the race? Lap 38 of 70. We'll have to see how long Seth Cole can go. Miller came in. It's about lap 25, 26, I do believe. And that means he had, I think, doing the math correctly, 44 laps until the finish of the event, so he's trying to go 44 laps on a tank of gas. Seth Cole is yet to hit that. I'm wondering if Seth Cole's just waiting for Andrew Miller to catch up to him before he comes down the pit lane, because I think he's going to let him by here. Andrew Miller going to pass on the outside, and for the lead, Miller back out front here at North Carolina with 31 laps to go in the Coca-Cola Cup Series event. So Seth Cole now falling back in the 25. There's Tyler Mallon in third now. He will be second once he finds a way around the 25 machine. Only guy lapped down right now is Carter Friesen in the 85. And Seth Cole's still out there. He's the only one to yet make a pit stop in this event. We'll have to see what he can do. And Andrew Miller looking pretty solid right now. Lap 41 of 70. And there's going to be the pass for second. Mallon will get by, and he'll try to close in on Andrew Miller. And Seth Cole is finally coming down. Nope, he isn't. I thought he was coming down. He's not. Still out there. And if he can make it this long, that means that the leaders can make it to the end of the race without having to make another stop. So that effectively means that Seth Cole has no shot at winning this event. So Andrew Miller out front by 2.5 seconds over Tyler Mallon on lap 43 now of 70. This race going by very quickly. We have yet to have a caution all season in this American Stack Car Racing League. Mallon closed in a little bit there. 2.41 seconds now. It was 2.7 at one point. Andrew Miller trying to hold on to the lead. Mallon was the guy who was leading a majority of the first part of this event. And during the cycle of pit stops, Andrew Miller was able to close in and take the lead away. But it's now 2.23 seconds, and Seth Cole is still out there. He's going to lose fourth to Roger Ray. Ray gets around him easily. Number 51 running in the third position now after he finished second last week at Michigan. This is pretty good redemption for Andrew Miller in this one after he slid through his pit stall last weekend at Michigan. Tyler Mallon, though, would like to get this victory as he was a dominant guy in the race, and he is closing in 2.14 seconds now. Andrew Miller just lapped Johnny Gardner, who's in the outside wall. We'll have to see if Mallon finds a way around the one. Number 43 trying to close in. Johnny Gardner will move out of the way and let Mallon go. And the 19 of Miller. He's going to have himself at the line. A 2.32 second lead. So he closed it in. Actually, he didn't close it in. He opened it up. My mind is not really where it's supposed to be tonight. I apologize. Number 19 of Andrew Miller. Trying to pull away from Mallon now. Do wonder if getting around Johnny Gardner was the cause of that gap increasing. We'll see what it is this time. And just 2 100ths closed in by Tyler Mallon, so I don't know if Mallon's going to have enough time. And Seth Cole is still out there. He's on the tail end of the lead lap, and he's still yet to make a pit stop, so I was right about this race being a one-stop event. These guys decided to come in, and they're going for a second stop here. Mallon stays out front. I think he had the check up. And the one of Johnny Gardner has an issue, I think. I'm wondering if this is not a scheduled stop or not. Seth Cole's coming down. Mallon is now out front as Andrew Miller has come down the pit lane. Is this an issue on the number 19, or is this a scheduled stop? Let's focus on Tyler Mallon. He's staying out right there. So is Roger Ray. I don't know what happened, but I did see Johnny Gardner slowed up a little bit there. I don't know why that would have been an issue because Miller had already passed him. I'm wondering if this is just a scheduled stop. And Johnny Gardner's coming back down, and Seth Cole also down the pit lane. So he's able to go 50 laps, I do believe, while everybody else had to make 2 stops in that same run. Very, very interesting what happened right there. But the thing is, Seth Cole was so far behind, it's not really going to matter too much for him. Very interesting strategy by that driver right there. Mallon is still out front in the 43 with Roger Ray running second, 3 seconds behind. So we'll have to see if one of these guys is able to get the win. Is Roger Ray closing in? Yes, he is. So Roger Ray might have a shot at this win. We'll just have to see, though, where Andrew Miller falls in place after all this. He is third right now. Or is he? I think he is. Seth Cole is currently 2 laps down, so unfortunately that strategy did not work out too well for Seth Cole, staying out as late as he did. But he did get some laps led. I do believe that is worth some bonus points. There's the number 1 of Johnny Gardner. He is currently last in the field, 3 laps down. And the lead is still 2.7 seconds from the 43 of Tyler Mallon to Roger Ray in the 51. And Ray just tapped the outside wall. That's going to slow him down a little bit. These guys, I do believe, still have to make another stop. If Andrew Miller, Johnny Gardner, and I think even Carter Friesen came down again, if they couldn't make it, surely these guys will probably have to come down again as well. But then again, we saw Seth Cole go 50 laps without a pit stop. So I just don't know. I hate it when this happens. I have no clue what's going on. And we have to take it from there and just assume that that's the case. And we're assuming that everyone, well, top 2 I should say, Tyler Mallon and Roger Ray are going to have to make another stop in this race. But I could be wrong, and this could be Mallon's race to win. If that's the case, why on earth did Andrew Miller come down? He is going to get around the 25 of Seth Cole. He is still a lap down, so if a caution were to come out, I believe he would get a free pass. I don't know what the official rules are on that. If they are in-game cautions, then, and I do believe they are, I don't think he'd be awarded a free pass, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. Either way, 43 remaining out front for now. And he isn't showing any signs of coming down. I'm wondering if that was a short pit by Andrew Miller. We saw him come down a lap early the first time around. He was able to jump the 43. I'm wondering if he was trying to jump the 43 again and gain a very significant lead. We're just going to have to see. Roger Ray, 2.4 seconds. So if these guys are going to have to come down again, and it is a factor race between Mallon and Ray, Ray might still have a shot in the 51 because he's closing in decently well here. See what it is this time by. I believe the... Oh, yeah, look at that. 2.18 now. Was 3 seconds not too long ago. These guys do not have to come back down again. And we really don't know if they do or not. And Roger Ray is closing in fast, and he might get the victory. 43 remaining out front. It is going to be 12 laps to go this time by here at North Carolina. And at the line, Roger Ray is now only 1.99 seconds behind. He's closing in fast. Johnny Gardner, I believe he has fresh tires, so he's going to close in on these guys, and that might affect the 51 of Roger Ray. Same goes for Andrew Miller in the 19. I think those guys are significantly faster because they got fresh tires on their race cars. So Mallon, Roger Ray at the line. 1.79, 2/10 taken off. Roger Ray's going to let Johnny Gardner by, or is he? You gotta let him by. You can't race him too hard, or otherwise you're gonna lose some ground to the 43. Andrew Miller driving by as well. Roger Ray might lose a little bit with those guys driving by. Miller. Oh, and Mallon's in, so there we go. Roger Ray will take the lead. Now, will Ray be able to stay out to the end? It is 10 to go at North Carolina. So Mallon had to come down. Will he relinquish the lead? Well, he did relinquish the lead, but once this whole thing cycles through, if we do have to cycle through... I'm sounding real professional, guys. I don't even know what these guys are doing. I do believe, considering Mallon had to come down, that Roger Ray's going to have to come down as well. He's staying out here. Is he going to find a way to stretch it? We've had 4 different leaders in this race out of the 6 guys competing here tonight. Very fascinating event here tonight at the North Carolina Speedway. We'll have to see. Mallon's done with his pit stop. Either that or he overshot it, and he might have overshot it. I don't know. We weren't focusing on him. There's the 19 of Andrew Miller. I believe he did overshoot his pit stall. There's the 51, Roger Ray, holding on to the lead right now. Andrew Miller, the only other guy on the lead lap. Caution! Somebody went around. I don't know who it was. Whoever it was, they got right back in it. And the yellow flag is flying with Roger Ray the leader. We will have enough time for a restart here. Oh boy. This got very interesting very quickly. So, 2 cars on the lead lap, Roger Ray and Andrew Miller. Miller's already made his second pit stop. Roger Ray, I don't know if he'll be able to stretch it to the end. But my assumption is at this point that he would try to do so and take the victory away. And I'm wondering if that's why Mallon slid through his pit stall, because I don't think he was able to successfully stop in the pit stall. They weren't focusing on him, so I'm not 100% sure. There's Andrew Miller in the 19. One of these guys went around. Have to see who it is. And my assumption is it was either... Uh-oh. Bit of an issue right there. Roger Ray got spun as they were trying to come down the pit lane, and Miller just surpassed him. They're the only 2 guys on the lead lap. Roger Ray... I don't think he was initially thinking of coming down the pit lane, and he changed his mind, and then Seth Cole got into him, so now Andrew Miller is going to lead that lap. And I think Mallon got the free pass, so he is also with these guys. So it's going to be one of these 3 guys getting the win. No surprise there. The other 3 have had their fair share of struggles here tonight. And I'm wondering, yeah, Seth Cole, man, I don't know what the deal is. He's having a hard time dealing with that race car. He led quite a few of this event here tonight, quite a few laps, and now he's fallen to the back. Well, I'm assuming this is why the caution is out, but I don't quite know. Miller wins the race off, followed by Roger Ray and Tyler Mallon. Let's quickly see what happened to bring out the caution. And I do believe Seth Cole went around. It was either him or Carter Friesen, I think. Because we have seen these issues with Seth Cole here. Green flag still out at this point. Oh, Mallon triggered it, I think. Nope, yeah, he did. I mean, you know what? This is not an in-game caution. This was controlled by somebody because the green lights were still on. He did, in fact, get his pit stall. He did not slide through, but he slid off the pit lane. And that's the smoke we saw. So they intentionally brought out the caution. I don't know. Very interesting, and I think they are going to give Roger Ray the position back in the number 19. And number 51. Andrew Miller's in the number 19. So I was wrong. Mallon did get his pit stop. We just caught the end of that. I thought he slid through from what we saw, but that was not the case. And he spun off the pit lane, and they called the caution out because that right there, what he did coming off the pit lane, would not normally trigger a caution. And I do believe that it was a caution caused by one of the race officials, either Seth Cole or Carter Friesen there. So we'll have to figure all that out as we get to the finish. And I think all these guys are going to end up on the lead lap. So, boy, I think all 6 of these guys are going to have a shot at victory here tonight. How about that? I believe they're giving them all their laps back. They're going on the wave around. Seth Cole, Carter Friesen, Johnny Gardner. And Roger Ray's back out front. So, I guess you cannot lose positions for under the caution. So even though Andrew Miller won the race off the pit lane, I don't think he was allowed to drive by Roger Ray, so that's why they gave the position back. So that's why Ray's out front. Pace car lights are out. Seth Cole, I think all these guys are back on the lead lap now, so all 6 of these guys in this thing. With Roger Ray holding on, 3 laps to go at North Carolina. Pace car lights are out, which means we're going green this time. Single file restart. Let's see who gets it done. Here for the second race of the season in the Coca-Cola Cup Series. All 6 of these guys back on the lead lap. Who's it going to be in North Carolina? Miller looking to the inside, but Ray pulling away in the 51. Tyler Mallon trying to hang on. I think the other 3 guys are still a lap down. It is these 3 battling for the win. Tyler Mallon to the inside of Andrew Miller for second. Roger Ray trying to pull away. 2 laps to go at North Carolina. Mallon's close it in, and he almost got into the back bumper of Roger Ray right there. Andrew Miller all over the back bumper of the 43 to the inside. They might go 3 wide for the lead. They won't. Mallon to the inside. And he's going to drive right by and take the lead away. White flag in North Carolina. So Tyler Mallon, after all that's back out front. Andrew Miller right behind him. Miller's closing right in. Will he have a shot at victory? Roger Ray looking to the inside. He's going to let Miller race the 43, but I don't think he's going to be close enough. Tyler Mallon in the 43 able to hold on. And Mallon's going to win in North Carolina here in the Coca-Cola Cup Series. And in the wall back in there, Roger Ray. He's going to finish 3rd either way. Seth Cole will finish 4th. Carter Friesen and the one of Johnny Gardner. Tyler Mallon gets it done here tonight after a wacky race here in North Carolina. The pit strategy was all over the place. But Mallon gets the win from 3rd to 1st in 3 laps right there. As he drove around Roger Ray and Andrew Miller. Actually drove around Andrew Miller first and then got around Roger Ray for the win. So Mallon, he came into this thing 20 points behind, so he will be the new points leader here in the American Stock Car Racing League. And Miller's doing burnouts as well, and I don't know why he is. Maybe he's celebrating his championship tomorrow night for the Net Zero Cup Series a little early. You know, I just hate it. I have no clue what the heck is going on right now. Very professional, aren't I? But Tyler Mallon, the winner at North Carolina. They're the official standings of the race, and I want to make sure we export that. Because last time the game crashed on me, and we don't want that to happen again, and us not be able to save the official standings of the race. But there we go. Mallon the winner. We're going to get somebody in here. Probably Mallon, but I'd like to talk to Miller as well, because I don't know why he's doing burnouts too. They finished 1-2 here tonight. Mallon gets the W. Very fascinating race. I had no idea what was going on most of the time, and it made it very confusing. So, apologize for not making too much sense here, but I didn't know what was going on. So Tyler Mallon gets the win. Andrew Miller finishing second. Roger Ray, the only other guy finishing on the lead lap here tonight. And he was the leader on that restart. Did a good shot at winning, but was not able to hold off Mallon and Miller. And Mallon especially drove right by all those guys. Take the win. Very strong run tonight for the 43. He keeps on burning it down that 43. He's pretty happy about this win. I can tell you that much. Seth Cole finishes 4th after all that. I thought he'd finish last after the issues he had. Carter Freese and Johnny Gardner rounding out the field here tonight. Have to see how it all goes down next weekend. I don't know where we're going for the race next week, but we'll figure it out. We'll go ahead and see if we can get someone to interview here. Seems like they might have forgotten about me. But either way, the 43 with the win. I don't want to cut off the stream and then them want to interview after I've already cut off the stream. So we'll have to figure all this out here. But either way, congratulations to Tyler Mallon on the victory here tonight. Able to surpass Roger Ray and Andrew Miller at the end to come home with the victory at the North Carolina Speedway.
Sound muted. Channel switched.
And we'll get somebody in here.
You were moved.
And now we got Andrew Miller here to interview, so I have no clue what's going on. But Mallon is shown the winner. We had a lot of interesting strategies in this race. You finished second officially, but you're doing burnouts at the end. It's frustrating on my end because I have no clue what's going on, but I think you might know a little bit better, so why don't you explain to everybody watching here tonight on how wacky this race was.
Well, let me first point out that the main reason I was doing burnouts was because me and Tyler are both in the same Discord, and we were doing burnouts for them. So hi to Optimus Freed and everyone from over there. But anyways, there is a bit of a controversy right now because Tyler had said that he was spinning, but he didn't properly spin. But Carter heard that someone spinning, there was smoke, so he threw the caution flag.
Yeah, we did see that on our end, and from my perspective, that did not look like it warranted a caution. But
yeah, so
we'll have
and
to...
then also the fact that he was a lap down, or well, something weird happened with the lap down thing. So at the moment, we were just discussing that. It honestly does look like he will be EOL, which would put him in third and put me as the winner. Which, I mean, that's not quite how I want to win it, but I mean, hey, I had a strategy there, and I count it as working, so I'll take it.
Yeah, very interesting. So, what was this officially a two-stop race? Because we saw Seth Cole, I think, of like first 50 laps or so on one tank. At least from my perspective, that's what he did. So, did we have a two-stop race officially, or could you guys made it on one stop?
We could have easily made it on fuel in one stop. The pit window was like 50-something laps, but the tires were really bad. That's why I opted for the two-stop. Tyler was trying for the one-stop, but he actually blew a tire, I'm sure, as you saw. So that was my call, because I hate being the one to conserve. I like being able to push. So that was my call, and It was going to work out, and I consider the fact that it did work out. Again, by the sound of it, Tyler will end up being well. But even if he doesn't, I mean, hey, the strategy ended up working, so I'm happy about that.
Well, looks like you will be the winner, so congratulations on that. And
Thank you.
yeah, very, very odd race here tonight. I was confused pretty much the entire time what was going on, but now it makes a little bit more sense. But thank you very much, and congratulations. You're going to be winning the Net Zero Championship tomorrow night, given that you start the race at San Joltis. And all you guys watching, that race will be live streamed here tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, so watch Andrew Miller get his, would it be your first online championship, won't it?
That will be my first, and my gosh, am I stoked.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a fun time tomorrow night, Halloween night, with Andrew Miller and his championship race. But we're gonna keep you in here just to, well, we're gonna keep somebody in here to make sure we do officially get the true winner of the event, because who knows, they might just call Tyler the winner of the event. But with Tristan not here, that definitely makes it a little difficult. But either way, I know you know this. Where are we going next weekend here for the American Stack Car Racing League?
I honestly have no idea.
Okay, so I was wrong. You don't know it. It'll be somewhere. It'll be somewhere. We'll figure it out. But yeah. Not much to say about that. I'm still very confused about what happened here tonight, and I'm still trying to figure it all out. But either way, you guys put on a really good show, a lot better than what I thought it was going to be, considering there were only 6 guys in there. You know, over half you guys led a majority of the event, actually. All you guys led a good chunk. Malin, Miller, Ray, and Seth Cole. Yeah, you guys did a really good job making it interesting here tonight, considering there were only 6 drivers in the event. So, kudos to you guys for putting on a good show here tonight at Rockingham.
Thank you. I was, I have to admit, I was pretty happy that I was able to keep up with Tyler there. He's right up there with one of the best guys that I probably race against. So to be able to keep up with him on a track like that is pretty cool. But I mean, hey, that was fun battling with him, and so all credit to him though. He's a heck of a driver. So that was cool.
So still waiting on the official word of who gets the win, and for those who have just popped in, a caution came out late in the going, about lap 63 of the event, because Tyler Malin got loose off the pit lane. However, he did not officially spin out. At the time, he was a lap down. The caution came out. He was awarded his lap back. He restarted in the 3rd position, passed Andrew Miller and Roger Ray to come home with the victory. However, considering that his incident coming off the pit lane would normally not warrant a caution, they are considering putting him in the 3rd position for this race, which would, in return, give the win to Andrew Miller. So, kind of at a standstill on who gets the victory here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway, but either way, we will eventually figure it out, even if we have to tell you guys next week. But still a bit of a holding pattern here for that. But either way, we do know Roger Ray finished behind Andrew Miller, and Seth Cole, Carter Fries, and Johnny Gutter will officially finish in those respective positions no matter what.
That does appear to be the case. That would put, yeah, then like you said, Roger Ray in 2nd place. Which, hey, good on him there.
That would be his second
driver himself.
Second runner-up in a row in this series. He almost got the win over at Michigan last weekend.
Very true. That might put him potentially, if that does end up being the result, that might put him as the point leader.
Have to determine.
Out of here.
It might not, because you're 34 behind. I don't remember how the old point system works, but you're 34 behind. You get the win. Then you lead the most laps.
I don't think I would get it, but oh man, that's a tough one. That is honestly a tough one, with Roger finishing 2nd twice and me having a win and a poor finish in the 1st race. So who's going to be on top there? As Tyler is requesting for me to move him up here. Is that okay with you?
So this will probably be the official.
I'll go get him here. Give me a moment.
User left your channel. User moved to your channel.
Okay, so we got Tyler Malin in here now, so I'm assuming you guys have reached a verdict on the official result?
We have. We're not exactly sure yet.
Okay.
I wanted to provide my standpoint on the caution incident. So like, from my perspective, I was nearly stopped in the middle of the track and Carter was coming, and I thought that would warrant a caution. If that's a bad call, then that's on me, and I'll take an EOLL. And I'm sorry if that ruined anyone's race. But, like, and yeah, it's probably best to let the game decide when a caution comes out, when the cautions are automatic in this game. So if that was a bad call on my part to say that there should be a caution, then I will gladly take an end of longest line, because that possibly shouldn't have been a caution. So
yeah, we are replaying it here, so all you guys watching at home, see what happened. Now, from my perspective, I was a little surprised that it did bring out a caution, and I realized you guys intentionally brought out the caution. Thought it was in-game, but it was close. You did keep your momentum. Under normal Enter 2003 circumstances, that would not warrant a caution. You did keep your momentum going, but do understand you did have Carter Friesen right behind you, closing in, so we'll just have to see. But either way, great sportsmanship either way for accepting it if it does happen.
it was also a great race between Andrew and I for like most of that. That was a lot of fun holding you off during the first stint. So
well, I mean, yeah, that was really, really cool. And Code, don't worry, we aren't talking about it right now, and yes, I can see the chat right now of what you're saying. But
so they're determining it. I gotta put the clothes in the dryer, but we'll let Tyler and Andrew talk about it for you guys if they get an official result.
Alrighty.
10-4.
I mean, yeah, that was I mean, that was really fun to do. Again, shout out if anyone from over there is watching from McLaren 302's Discord. If you guys are watching, which I don't see on the chat, if you're present, say something. We have briefly taken over this live stream.
Yes, this is our channel now.
But yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and pitch it. Like Napa Fan said, Net Zero Cup Series Championship finale tomorrow from Zen Joltis. By the sound of it, he will be streaming that, so that should be a pretty good one. Hopefully, with any luck, he'll also be streaming the kickoff of the IBOS season next Wednesday from Daytona. I will not be racing in that. I will be the man calling the shots. That'll be pretty cool. I am checking some things. They're playing Cards Against Humanity without me.
Oh dear.
But yeah, I mean, that was cool, and again, Tyler, I give you a lot of credit, man. I mean, being willing to do that if it comes down to it. I personally, again, I'm not trying to give myself the win here. I do genuinely think that probably should not have been a caution.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting because Roger would have been the leader quite a ways ahead of me, but he had only done the one stop. And I was on a 2. In all honesty, considering the fact that you blew a tire, I could not have imagined that he could have pushed it that far. Heck, I'm shocked that Seth did as long as he did. So, again, no disrespect for you, Code. I mean, you're a heck of a driver, man. But just considering the tire wear situation, that entire race to everybody.
Oh yeah, it was.
That would have been.
It was such a fall off.
Yeah, that would have been a heck of a feat for you to hang on. I have to admit. But yeah, I'm with you. My heart was flying at 1,000 miles an hour there on that final restart.
I'm assuming we still haven't made a decision yet.
Well, the problem is, Kristen, the league owner, is not here.
His internet, we believe, went down at the beginning of the race?
No, I mean it's honestly because of things
Oh.
that are out of his control. Obviously, so but
Hey, good thing is you can go and watch exactly what happens. So there's the benefit of streaming it for everybody.
yeah,
Definitely.
And Code, I get your frustration there, but well, yeah, that could have been pretty interesting as well. But I mean, hey, so sometimes things don't go as I know what that's like. Sometimes things don't go as you quite anticipate, or you have to do one little thing that like completely throws you off. That just happened to me this past Friday night, where I was kicking myself pretty bad about it. But hey, I mean, you just kind of you move on from it and move on to the next one. It happens now and then.
And speaking of the next one, might as well get that one. It's Las Vegas next weekend, or next week, I should say.
Vegas.
For the third race of the season, so that'll be interesting. First mile and a half of the season for these guys.
Suppose we know what version.
Well, he did initially say that we were going to be doing all original tracks. So far, neither of that has been true, so I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure it out next weekend.
Last week we were saying that we were considering using more modern tracks. So we might be using 2014. We might be using the original. We don't know yet.
We'll just have to find out next week.
It'll be a fun race, though. Las Vegas is a great track.
Yeah, should be good. I'm personally excited for tomorrow for obvious reasons.
And of course, that race will be tomorrow evening right here on APAFan from the San Giltis Mega Speedway finale in the Net Zero Cup Series for the NNSCRA. So check that out. I recommend it. Andrew's going to be very happy. I just know that much.
I'm not counting my chickens before they hatch. Once I take the green, then okay, we're good. Want to be sure about that.
Just don't blow your engine before the race.
If I do that and they don't restart for me, I've
done that before.
I mean, I could technically Provo and that would give it to me, but that's not how I operate.
I don't know, a championship's a championship, so.
Oh, hey, it's gonna be my first, so want to just make sure it's fully legit, you know.
Hey,
But,
I'm just lucky if I finish in the lead lap of a race. I've only done that once in like the 5 races I've done, so doesn't help when you only have a quarter of an inch to hook your wheel up on your desk. It makes it quite difficult, especially on the road courses. But
well, I will say, for the few races that I did do with you, you were doing a pretty damn good job. Oh, I'm sorry.
it's fine. I kind of wish that I was able to do it a little bit better. But on the same side, I do love broadcasting these races. It's definitely a great opportunity for me and a great opportunity for you guys, you know, bring it to everybody else. And, yeah, I hope everyone watching enjoyed tonight. We're kind of wasting bandwidth usage at the moment, waiting on the decision, so...
Well, I honestly might be hopping out here.
Yeah, so we might give you the result of what happened here tonight next week at Las Vegas. But either way, it's either going to be Tyler or Andrew, the winner of this event. Most likely going to be Andrew, way things are going. But like Andrew said, Tristan's not here tonight, so makes it a little difficult to make that decision considering this is his league. But either way, thank you guys very much for joining me at the end of this one for the post-race show, I guess you could say. And great job by you guys. Very fun show here tonight at the North Carolina Speedway. So hope to put on another great show next weekend in Las Vegas.
Yep.
Thank you, man. That was fun.
So either way, we will know the official winner once we head to Vegas next weekend, and we will let you guys know of that. But either way, congratulations to whoever won this race, because we don't know who it is yet. I'm so used to saying that I completely forgot we haven't made a decision on that yet. But either way, thank you guys very much for watching. Next week it's Las Vegas. Tomorrow night it is the finale Zen Joltis for the Net Zero Cup Series, so check that out. And that is it for me here tonight from the North Carolina Speedway. Thanks to Tristan once again for letting me do this series for you guys, so you guys can see what's going on. And yeah, thank you guys once again. So we'll see you guys next weekend from Las Vegas. I will see you guys later.